Beth Jacobson, and I'm here with the city manager, Larry Arft. And Larry's here today. He's going to actually be our only interview on today's show, and he's going to give us the annual report to the community. So Larry has a PowerPoint presentation, so you'll see us and the PowerPoint, and he's here to tell us about everything that's been going on in the last year. And in spite of tough times, and we interviewed you last year, we have a lot going on at the city. So I will let you take it away.
Thank you, Beth, and good day, everyone. It's a pleasure once again to be able to give you our annual report to the community on activities that have gone on in the city of Beloit over the last year. As you indicated, Beth, it was a very, very rocky start. There were major cuts and changes in the state's budget that impacted our revenues to municipalities, including the city of Beloit. We had to make a lot of budget cuts in order to keep the budget in balance, protect our fund balance, and certainly to protect our very, very important bond rating. Despite the rocky start, it actually turned out to be a relatively productive year. I'd actually call it somewhat of a recovery year. We had a tremendous amount of economic development activity throughout the year, finished a number of important infrastructure projects, and we're going to talk more about those as we go through the program today. So let's get rolling here. Economic development activity updates. I indicated it was more than a bit of a recovery year, and much of this economic development activity went on with local businesses growing and expanding their operations here in Beloit. This is the Alliance development, the warehouse. I'm not going to read all the numbers. You can see those on the screen, but this was a big scale project, and this was really the second phase of the Kettle Foods expansion. They had completed an almost doubling, a 50,000 square foot addition to their production facility late the year before, and then the Alliance warehouse, the companion piece, was done this year. Morris Group, this was the first tenancy in the new Gateway Business Park, added 25,000 square feet this year, continuing to grow their business throughout the greater State Line area. The Cary Customer Center, another existing business. This is part of the huge Cary campus that you see out by the interstate. They added 29,000 feet here, moved a lot of their administrative and back office operations into this new office wing, and then they were able to basically recapture and convert in the existing space in the core of the building for more laboratories and research and development facilities, and more food and pharmaceutical operations were relocated here, and new jobs created as a result. First National Bank, fifth generation business in the heart of downtown, huge investment in remodeling their facility, and I know they have plans for more improvements and expansion downtown scheduled for 2013. So we were very excited to see this.
That was huge downtown.
Yes, this was a huge project for them to be doing that and completely remodeling the building. As I indicated, they've got some more expansion plans for 2013, and the community will be hearing more about those as we move towards spring. And this is Tilly's Pizza, virtually an institution.
One of my favorites.
Beloit. Yes,
That's
one of
right.
your favorite places to go. And the family stepped up here, a major investment and expansion, new, larger facility, and I think they've had the reward in terms of additional patronage at their business that they anticipated as a result of making that investment. Really, really happy to see this project go forward. Another great institution in downtown Beloit, the 615 Club. I think we're essentially on the third generation of ownership and operation here. Is a very, very high quality dining club, and the owner, Greg Hatley, made a significant investment here, along with the building owner, who's Roger Bryden, in putting a major expansion on this building, redoing the front elevation or facade of the building as well. So this increases their ability to accommodate the ever increasing crowds that they see in their business on a regular basis. One of the companies that came into the Ironworks facility doing acoustic and emission filtration systems, again, the Ironworks, which is the old Beloit Corp campus, continues to fill with tenants. Fat Wallet, the company that is an internet company that moved downtown a few years ago when the tax laws changed in Illinois. They originally moved here with about 50 employees. They've continued to expand and grow their business. They have over 100 employees now in Beloit's downtown location. The Hampton Inn, the long-awaited Hampton Inn. This was started before the Great Recession, back in early 2008. As you know, it hit a wall and stopped. There was some intermittent restarting of construction and some improvements made, but they never quite were able to get the funding to get the project completed. And of course, that happened this past year. The GBDC did a bridge loan, $200,000 to help the project, but they were finally able to get their bank financing. They finished it, opened it. It's been very, very successful.
That has been under construction since I started here.
Yes, that was under construction for about 4 years before it was finally finished. Another little hidden asset for the city, the Sponge Spa Car Wash. This is out on Milwaukee Road where the old car wash was located. And this is a modern drive-through wash that has the rotating rags and what have you in it. Does an excellent job with your car. If you haven't been out and tried this, try Sponge Spa. And it also allows you to move a lot of cars through there quickly. So when you're coming off of bad weather conditions and everybody needs to get their car washed in a hurry, this is the place to go. Lion Energy, this is the Gateway substation. This was finished this year. It was planned actually several years ago. They acquired a site and began construction in 2011 and finished the project this last fall. And this allows for more development expansion, creates more power capacity within the business park. HB Specialty Foods, 40,000 square foot building, essentially doubling their size. This is located over on Sager Lane off of Springbrook Court in the city's older I-90 industrial area. We were very happy once again to see this local business making a substantial expansion and furthering their business capacity here in Beloit. Country Materials or County Materials, this is up in the town of Turtle, up off of Prairie Avenue. They're partnered up there with the Rock Road Pits. They make all kinds of paving blocks and concrete bridge girders and products of a similar nature, and they're going to be probably somewhere close to 150 full-time equivalent employees when this project is fully activated. Comply 365, this is another Ironworks project. This is a niche software company. We're starting to get more and more high-tech and internet-oriented companies in the city, and that's great for continuing to diversify our economy. They've got about 4,000 feet over there. Rival Sports Bar and Grill. This is the old building that sits at Prospect and Grand. Denali's was the last tenancy, was in there for a good number of years. It was bought by a local property owner and business person. They completely gutted the building, did a massive renovation. The city, through its TIF district, provided a facade loan, or a facade grant, I should say, and an upper floor housing grant. And then we also did a revolving loan through the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation to help take care of some overruns on cost that were needed in order to deal with all the issues that were uncovered when you do a major renovation of an old building like this. Actually, they were open for the film festival, had huge turnouts there. So once again, this is a new addition to the downtown sports bar and restaurant entertainment venues. So if you haven't had a chance to get down there, stop in some evening and check out Rivals.
They look busy since they've opened. So if you live upstairs, you hope you're a patient person.
Yeah, you need to be in an environment where you're tolerant of a little noise in the evening. But yeah, they've done, it's really been great to see the support the community has given this new business. Certified Sites. This is a program of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. Residents may recall that we had the entire Gateway Business Park certified shovel-ready a few years ago using an outside consultant, and that was a Rock County 5.0 funded project, and that helped make our sites better in the eyes of site selection professionals. And then when the Economic Development Corporation was created about a year and a half ago, they developed a similar program called their Certified in Wisconsin or Certified Sites program. And so we entered 2 of the larger parcels in the Gateway Business Park. Obviously, they'd already been certified once, and so we were able to get through that process pretty comfortably. These were among the first sites certified in the state of Wisconsin. So once again, this puts us kind of on the top of the list for site selection professionals that are looking for industrial and business locations here in the state line area.
And the city owns those properties, so that if someone wants to start a business, they can come to us. And
that is correct. And actually, we had a development partner, MLG Real Estate, going back to the year 2000 when the Gateway was first created, and we actually bought them out this year because there were some issues with negotiating and setting up real estate values. Also, they're not in the area; they were in the Milwaukee suburbs, and so there was a distance issue. And while they were a great partner, we enjoyed working with them. The time came when we really needed to buy them out. Now we're taking direct control. We've always done most of the marketing and most of the negotiating work relative to the projects that you see in Gateway, and now we're going to play a more direct role in that. And of course, the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation will also be taking the lead in marketing sites. And we have a signage program that's being developed, and signs are actually on order, and so you'll be seeing new signage throughout the park prior to spring, and we'll be working very hard to continue to market sites in the Gateway area.
That's great.
Let's talk a little bit about some new projects and things that are ongoing, because it's not over. There's lots of new stuff.
There's a lot going on, I hear.
There's a lot of things happening, and a lot more that's going to be happening in 2013. This is North Star Medical Radioisotopes. This is the project that produces those radioisotopes that are used in medical imaging. This is the new technology that people have been hearing and reading about. This company's gotten a lot of attention from the U.S. Department of Energy, and they've gotten a number of grants to help get these products to market, and they've started some limited production at a facility they have down in our leased space down in Missouri, and they're looking at getting their first phase of construction going here later this spring. And we've been in close contact with North Star and their principals, and we do think they're going to be in with plans in the not too distant future, and we are hopeful that the project will finally begin to come out of the ground this construction season.
And that's out on Gateway.
It's out on Gateway Boulevard. It's actually just north of the original Gateway Business Park on a parcel that the city has actually acquired for this project. This is the old Genencor facility on Kennedy in the I-90 Industrial Park. Again, major expansion. When it was Genencor, they started on a $30 million capital improvements program for the facility. As you can see, between the city and the state, we provided some incentives to encourage the company to build and expand here in Beloit, and now the project has been purchased by DuPont Chemical. Their graphics are in place, and they're moving forward. So it's very encouraging, and we're very optimistic now that this company will be, with this level of commitment, that they're going to be staying in Beloit for many years to come. The Phoenix project downtown, very exciting. This is another Diane Hendricks project, a huge private investment along with a reasonable amount of public investment in this public-private partnership. Bought a series of old, mostly vacant, and in many cases derelict structures that were on East Grand Avenue. That's all been removed. The new building is under construction. There were some issues with some of the ground compaction and ground conditions. That's all been cleared up now, and construction has resumed, and footings will be completed here shortly, and the building will start to rise literally out of the ashes of the
that's the Phoenix, right?
That's the Phoenix name of East Grand Avenue. So going to be very exciting to see this go up, and you can see on your picture this is it's a single structure, but it looks like a series of 19th century styled retail type buildings, and so the architecture will very much complement the existing historic streetscape.
And Larry, I don't want to interrupt, but I just saw on DuPont it said $30 million initial investment. I'm looking at the Phoenix project, and I'm sure there's millions of dollars. I mean, we're kind of throwing around these projects, but I mean, this is millions of dollars on top of millions of dollars.
There are probably $100+ million easily in the projects that we've just talked about. If you aggregate all of those costs, there's also a lot of new jobs been created in the city as these companies have been growing and expanding and improving their business capacity here in the city. So it is a very exciting time. The economy is still not where we'd like to see it. Our unemployment rates are still way above where they should be.
Sure.
And we're happy to see this economic development to help bring those unemployment rates down. But it is encouraging to see this much development going on in this economy.
Absolutely.
So let's move on a little bit. We'll talk. This is an assisted living facility. This is over on Cranston Road. Total of 72 new units in an assisted living facility, and that's also scheduled to go under construction this spring. Bob Evans Restaurant out at Cranston and Milwaukee. This project was slated to go to construction in the fall of 2012. They got some bids in that had winter pricing in there, and they were a little unnerved by that, decided that they would hold, rebid it for a spring start, and that should bring their prices down pretty nicely. So they're planning on getting started this year. Mezzo Expansion, again, another local company located over on Willowbrook, putting a nice size 8,000 square foot expansion. And the long-awaited redevelopment of the Kmart building. This has been over a decade.
That's right.
Of anticipation and planning and people looking and getting false starts, but they have bought the building and they are in there working and making progress. And so we do not have an opening date yet, but likely that will occur in the spring sometime. A lot of infrastructure work was completed last year. I'm going to move quickly because people are generally aware of most of this, but the full year of the old Henry Avenue Bridge, now the Ken Hendricks Memorial Bridge closure, came to an end in early September this year. The dedication, of course, included the dedication of the name in honor of Ken Hendricks and all of the tremendous contributions that he made to the city of Beloit.
And that's a beautiful bridge, Larry. I know
It's
we spend a lot
beautiful.
of time
It has-
at the staff
yeah,
level, and it's beautiful.
A lot of work went into that. A lot of work went into the design. 2020 and their designers got involved in that project as well as the city, and we worked very closely with the DOT to make that really a nice, again, very upscale, very decorative facility to continue our quality standards that you see throughout Riverside Park.
Definitely.
The Snapper Stadium, a lot of work going on here. This is actually a photograph of the new outfield that was put in there earlier in the fall before the season came to a close. We've also been completely repainting and repairing and doing some remodeling to the interior of the facility. More work is planned for the exterior in the spring. The public may be aware that the pedestrian concourses, we had to put that work off because of bidding issues with winter cost issues, and so that won't be done until the close of the season. Riverside Park, this was done in conjunction with the bridge and dedicated at the same time in September. TID 5 came to a conclusion. The expenditure period closed last September, and there's a couple of run-out projects like the Phoenix project that were approved prior to the closure, and you can see the West Grand parking lot. Colby Street, one of the last things we did was acquire and remove the old granary building on Sherlin Avenue downtown before the TIF expenditure period closed. Inman Parkway extension, the blue routing, which is the direct routing linking Shopier Road to the Inman Parkway, was finally approved by the county board this last fall. The county, working with the State Department of Transportation, they're working to get that done before work begins on the interstate highway. And the last big project we worked on in 2012 is the interstate widening 3990 and the Interstate 43 interchange. This is a basic configuration showing the new flying ramps. This particular configuration shows Milwaukee Road being extended across the interstate, connecting into Gateway Boulevard, which connects the east and west sides of Beloit. We're working now with the DOT and their designers to see if they can find a good way to make this work to serve the needs of local residents and businesses in that area and get us the very important east-west connection that would result if we can find a way to get Milwaukee Road to the east and connect it into Gateway Boulevard. And that work is continuing. We're expecting the next round of reports and hopefully some concept drawings from the Department of Transportation by the middle of March. And once we get all of that, there'll be a series of stakeholder meetings, and interested residents and affected businesses will have an opportunity to comment on those plans before any final decisions are made. That just happens to be another one, and with that, we're coming to the close of the presentation. It gives everyone a pretty good overview of all the neat, positive things that have gone on in the city this last year.
Well, thank you, Larry. You know, we had about 20 minutes to cover all of these, and it's just, there's just not enough time to talk about all of the great things that are happening. But I appreciate you for coming here, and if you've driven around the city in the last year, you'll see all of these improvements, and it's great to really see Beloit is becoming what we always hoped it would be. And the millions of dollars of investment is just, I mean, we hear it from our neighbors. They're very jealous of us. And it's,
Yes.
you know, Larry spends a lot of his staff time going over these projects to make sure that they're the standards that the city of Beloit and our residents really want. So the citizens should be very grateful that Larry does that and helps us maintain our high architectural standards and make the community what it is. So we appreciate this, and then you'll be giving the presentation to the council again, right?
Yes, we will likely have presented to council before this appears on the Beloit Today program, but we'll be presenting this to council. And we also present this to civic organizations and groups. So anyone out there that would like to have a presentation, I'd be more than happy to come to one of their meetings and present this to them in person.
Well, great. Well, thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Linda, and this is Ruth, and we're from
Visit
Beloit. And we have someone we'd like to introduce you to today, our new Executive Director, Monica Christopa. Monica?
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Ruth. I'm very excited to be here. It's only my second day, and I do have to thank you for the snowstorm you presented me with.
We did a special for you.
I thought you did. So that really was a great introduction, and welcome to Beloit, Wisconsin. And I know you asked me earlier what I'm most excited about, and what I think is really wonderful about Beloit is its strong cultural arts, its community involvement and activism, and certainly through Beloit College and lots of really great stakeholders. I think we have lots of opportunity to do some really cool things this year.
We do.
So that's what
And
we're
we've had a great time today learning all about all of the great new ideas that we're going to be doing.
We will
We're
have
so
to reveal
excited.
them on another show, won't we?
That's right.
That's
Yes.
our secret for us.
I think we'll need 20
right.
minutes for that one, though.
20 minutes. We've got lots
Just
of great
saying.
ideas.
That's right.
But other than that, I know we have some really cool things going on now, right?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
We have a lot of exciting events to share with our audience today. On March 23rd will be a busy day in Beloit. The second annual Mushing for Meals will take place at 8 a.m. beginning at Horsewhite Park. And it includes a 5K race, 1 mile walk, and a kids fun run. So you can bring the whole family out and enjoy the day outdoors.
And also on March 23rd, Welty is having their Maple Sugar Fest from 9 a.m. till noon at Big Hill Park. You can tour the sugar bush and see how trees are tapped, which is actually very, very interesting, and watch the sap being processed at the sugar house to make maple syrup. And if you didn't know, the sap is the only thing used to make the syrup, and they cook it down, and it tastes fantastic. You can then take a horse-drawn wagon to the cook shanty for breakfast for pancakes, sausage, applesauce, and real maple syrup. The festival is free, but there's a $6 charge for breakfast.
Another one of those great things that Welty is doing.
That's
We're so
right.
excited about all the new things going on out there. The Miss Beloit and Beloit's Outstanding Teen Pageant is also March 23rd. I think March 23rd is going to be a really busy
It is.
day.
Yeah.
So that's at Beloit Memorial High School at 7 p.m. You won't want to miss that event. And it seems like baseball season should be months away, but really it's coming up very quickly. Beloit Snappers start their first homestand April 11th, 1 month from today. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
The Snappers are now a Class A affiliate of the Oakland A's. You have to get out and support the Snappers at the stadium and see all the great improvements that they've done out there this year. And we are very fortunate to have them in Beloit with Major League Baseball at minor league prices. So another family fun event.
That's right. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and see visitbeloit.com for all the fun things that are happening in Beloit. And there are a lot of great things, specials and stuff going on for St. Patrick's Day. Go to the restaurants and check everything out.
So if you want to know where to go for the calendar of events, it is visitbeloit.com.
That's right. Beloit, where the fun begins.